The Arcturian Group Message, January 5, 2014. Dear ones, we of the Arcturian Group come in this new year of 2014 to bring you messages of love and light as you go forward. Know that in reality there is no time, it is a construct that enables you to learn in the third-dimensional energy. These things you will come to understand more deeply as you move into the higher frequencies of ascension and remembering. Know that all is proceeding according to plan even as you observe discordance in much of the world. What you are seeing is the surfacing and release of ancient energies, clearings that can bring final resolution and ending to the still resonating energy of ancient rivalries and wars. The light brings to the surface and to conscious awareness those heavy, dense energies still in place in order that they might be resolved and dissolved, for the light will always disperse the shadow. Try not to label the negativity you observe in the world, but use your awareness to realize that the only power, the only reality, and the only truth is that which is embodied within divine consciousness, and anything else has no law to support it. Instead, begin to visualize the world as you know it to be, one that reflects the oneness of all in unconditional love. Practice this way of living with every experience of day-to-day living by recognizing the divinity of everyone you encounter in the course of your day. Look into their eyes and recognize the light that shines behind them. Offer silent awareness to all, even to those you seem to have nothing in common with. Never force another to see or understand as you do, even when you know the information could help them, for they may not yet be able to accept or understand at your attained level. There are still many who need more human experiences of duality in order to grow beyond them. Offer assistance to those who ask, but always remember that true assistance can be given at any time to anyone and consists of knowing silently, secretly, and sacredly, who everyone really is. To everyone you meet, whether in person, in the news, or those who simply come to thought, silently say, I know you who you are the Christ, Son of the living God, regardless of any appearances to the contrary. This can shift those who may be receptive and will help to clear some of the debris from those choosing to continue in the old energy, because light dissolves shadows which are really appearances formed from a belief in them. Most importantly, you yourselves will be changing your state of consciousness through living in and of each truth you come to know. Most of you have spent past lives in convents, monasteries and ashrams, retreating from the world and its issues to live the spiritual life. This was in fact the only safe place at one time in your history for the mystically inclined, but most found and find even today, that your state of consciousness goes with you wherever you go. There are those that may need a life of retreat and silence, and for them, this choice is appropriate, but spiritual growth can only take place through the actual living of whatever spiritual principles have been learned. The way of the initiate is to be in the world, but not of it. It matters not which spiritual or religious modalities you have journeyed through to get where you are today. One is not better than another, as all paths lead up the mountain. You may resonate with one rather than another based on past life experiences. Do not allow yourselves to fall into the trap of believing that your particular path is the only right one. A true path is whichever one leads you within, rather than to the belief that you need anyone or anything outside of yourself. All true paths come together at this point, and from there you need no path, you have become the path. True teachings flow forth from enlightened individuals who then in turn share what they have become aware of. The problem is that after the teacher is no longer around, the sacred teachings are not fully understood by the less evolved followers who interpret them according to their third-dimensional concepts and ways of thinking. It is usually at this point that a religion is born, and where rites and rules of organization come into play, and the dilution of the original message changes it to something totally different. Once organized, truth becomes disseminated among many not at the spiritual level of the original teacher, and the light of the message is frequently lost. For those who like and feel comfortable with organization, we simply advise you to look deeper, look behind the teachings and rituals and find out what they really represent, find your own truth. There will come a time when most will no longer feel the need to belong to anything organized, for they will fully realize that the kingdom of God is within. You carry your church with you into any cathedral, mosque, synagogue, or monastery. Places of worship hold the energies that you and others before you have brought to them. This is why many churches and power spots feel so peaceful and calming. The silence of a cathedral permeated with the prayer energy of centuries can be felt by all who enter in. Enjoy and rest yourselves in these holy places, some inside, some outside, but always remember that to give power to anything other than the divine is idolatry. We know that during this new year, much will fall into place for those of you serious about your spiritual journey. Many new portals have opened and a great deal of higher resonating energy frequencies are pouring onto Gaia and her people, resulting first in chaos, and then change. You are feeling these new energies in your physical, emotional, and mental bodies. Allow the process, dear ones, allow the process. We are the Arcturian group. Channeled by Marilyn Raphael. www.onenessofall.com